Good morning and welcome to the Yuma Gardener. It is August the 22nd and I'm in zone 10A in Yuma, Arizona. It's been a struggle keeping things alive during this heat wave that we've had during our monsoon season, but some things are really hanging in here, so I want to do a quick tour to show you what's happening in my garden in August. This is my August tour, although August is almost over with. There's been a lot of things happening. The herb garden is doing great. I have this is basil, and there's some rosemary back there that I put in from a plant I got at the grocery store actually. And I have some sage. Oh, sage is not looking all that great. It still smells good. So basil has really taken over the herb garden, but basil is really good for keeping little ants and things out of the kitchen. I put it on the countertop, and I guess the bugs don't like the smell of it, so it's kind of like a natural insecticide or whatever you want to call it. This container here, I've got to get this ready because I'm gonna plant this with celery not celery, but lettuce pretty soon. Right now I still have some little trees growing in here. These were getting too big for the nursery, so I took them out. These are the ones I got from the dog park, the yellow Mexican bird of paradise trees. And there's 1, 2, 3 of them in here still. And a gaillardia. My peppers are still growing, and I'm finally starting to see some flowers on them. So hopefully, I don't know if you can see that. There it is. Yeah, I had to look for them. They're hard to find. But after all this time, maybe I'll get a pepper before these plants give up. This basket is ready for peas. I'm going to be planting peas in September. I'll probably add a little bit more soil to bring the level up just a little bit more. I'm trying to put in a drip system, but it's been a little bit of a slow process because I'm trying to figure out how to get it to all of the planters. Over here in the corner, I refurbished this corner. It was wasted space. I put another tote in here, and I have transplanted the tomato plants over here. They're just kind of hanging in there. I also planted some seeds for some tomatoes, and as you can see right there, there's something coming up, and over here there's something coming up. I'm using leaf. There's a couple more back there coming up. So the tomatoes are coming up from seeds that I planted. I'm using dried leaves for mulch. Seems to be working pretty good. It helps to hold in the moisture in the containers. In this container, these are really doing great. These are cucumbers, and I've got the vining cucumbers, and I planted some extra ones because I had some friends that wanted to get some transplants from me. So I've got some extra ones growing in here that I can take out as soon as they get a little bit more mature, but they're getting their true leaves on them now. And I've got the cage here, the trellis that I made from that ladder mesh that the cucumbers can grow up. The next container is been planted with some sprouting broccoli, and it looks like they're coming up there in the back. I don't see anything up in the front yet, but in the back I think is the purple sprouting broccoli, and then in the front is just the regular green sprouting broccoli, which I don't see any yet. The watermelon plants seem to keep going, and it looks like I've got some actual flowers on here, so I don't know, before the end of this season, before it gets too cold, I might actually be able to get a watermelon or two, hopefully. Be nice to see how that works out, because this certainly has been a struggle over here with the watermelon plant. So let's take a look at the side garden. Over here, this is a tight space, but that is the tuberosa. I can't wait till the blooms start coming out, because this is definitely for the hummingbirds, and it is surviving and doing extremely well. It has spread it quite a bit, and it's looking pretty good. The unbelievable, this is unbelievable, I should say. This is the Malabar spinach, and it has started to grow up the trellis, and because of the heat, it just totally burnt up and just died. So another plant is coming back up, and it hasn't started to trellis up yet, but I put this mesh, can you see it, trellis, all the way up and over, because another Malabar spinach is coming up, and I'm hoping that I can get them both to grow up and over this trellis that I put up for them. My moringa tree, look at this. Look, it has reached over the top of the storage shed. And I said I was going to cut it back when it got to the top, so that it doesn't keep growing tall. Maybe it'll just spread out. So what I need to do is cut the top meristem, and that will, can you see the top meristem right there? It's this little one right there. That's the next thing that's growing. I don't know if you can see that in my camera, but anyway, I'm gonna clip that today. As much as I hate to stop it from growing taller, but maybe it'll spread out wider, and I can't let it get too tall, because like I am living in an RV park and I don't want a giant tree growing here. I don't know, I might want a giant tree growing here. Why not? Anyway, this is my morning glory, and there were times this summer when I thought I was going to actually lose it, but it is coming back. It's got a lot of new leaves on it. There's new growth coming up, so new growth on the morning glory. So I'm really happy. Looks like we got some seed pods here, and I want to collect these seeds, but I don't want to collect them too early until they're ready. But I don't want them to crack open and spread on their own. I want to put these seed pods in see if I can't grow another morning glory. So this is the side garden. And let's come back into the main space here. This is a tote that I had designated to grow some carrots, but I haven't planted the carrots. But what happened was I accidentally planted some lettuce, not lettuce, but some onions seed in here. And looks like a little bit of onion is coming up. So I haven't even put any mulch over this yet because this was really supposed to be for the carrots. But it might have to be shared, or maybe I'll have to move the carrots someplace else. Celery container ready to be planted, but I haven't planted anything in it yet. I keep the soil moist in all of these containers that doesn't have anything in it. This container here, I'm gonna have to get it ready to plant, and I need to cover this with a layer of topsoil. Maybe put some kitchen scraps in there before I do. But it looks like something is coming up on its own. Looks like something is coming up on its own, but I don't know what that is. So we'll have to try to figure out what that is. But yeah, I want to get this container ready for radishes, but I maybe, because I have onions over here where I was supposed to plant the carrots, maybe I can share with the radishes, half radish and half carrots over here. This is the mint. I moved it. It was up higher, getting more sun, and it seems to be doing better in the shade. Also, it looks like I moved the thyme, and it looks like there's some thyme coming back up in there. I don't like those grow bags. They just really do not hold moisture very well. Everything seems to evaporate. Well, I had a Hummer come for a visit, but he left. Now this is where the onions should go. I planted some supposedly walking onions. These were live plants, and I had, believe it or not, 30 of them I put in here. And this is all that has survived, and none of them have started to walk yet, the Egyptian walking onions. And then I ordered some Egyptian walking onion bulbs, and I planted in there, and I'm not seeing anything come up from that. But I really have been trying to get Egyptian walking onions, because once you get those started, they say you never have to buy onions again, because they produce babies that come out through the, they come up through the stem, and then the stem will fall over from the weight of the babies, and then when the babies hit moist soil, they will plant themselves and produce more onions, and that's why they call them walking onions. Over here in my nursery, I still have, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the little trees from the dog park, the yellow bird of paradise trees. And in these little teeny pots, I planted some I planted some seeds for the little trees to come up, and it looks like there's one coming up here, and these three, there's nothing yet that I can see that's coming up. And that these are, I finally brought it up to my memory bank, moringa tree seeds. And I had 3 more in here, which I've planted out into the flower garden. So that's what's happening. Oh, and right here is a very tiny, 2 tiny red yucca plants that I started from seed. So I'm looking forward to at least getting one of them out of there. I don't know about that one, but this one is looking really good. So that's what's happening in the nursery. So let me turn you around really well. That's not too slow, is it? I hope you don't get dizzy, but I want to show you what's happening over here. I have these are the green beans. I have pole beans that have come up that I planted from seed. I showed you how I set these pots up. These are the bush beans. I had to cover it again because it looks like with the tool, I covered it again with the tool because it looks like a bird got in here and ate the baby leaves off of it. And this one, there were a couple of plants that came up, but I had pulled them out because they had leaf miner. So I planted some new seeds in here, and I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen with the next ones that come up. So over here, where this bucket is getting more sun, this container seems to be doing quite well. The middle container with the bush beans, I planted more seeds in that one, and I'm hoping to see more bush beans come up. So that's it for my tiny vegetable garden, and I'm going to be making a separate video to show you the flower garden because I have done quite a bit of things there, and I'd like to do a separate video on that one. I'm just showing you a view of the garden. That's my Hummer. He hangs around here quite a bit, and I just put that swing up, and I see that he used it today. I need to change that feeder because he likes the ones where you can, where it has a rest, where he can sit while he is eating. So this one doesn't have that on there, so he's just moving back and forth. And yeah, I'm in a direct path for the military base. They fly over all the time. But anyway, the Hummer, I'm going to change that so I can put a rest there where he can sit and eat and not have to flutter around so much. Anyway, this is the Yuma Gardener, and like I said, I'm in Zone 10A in Yuma, Arizona. This is what has survived the summer. Well, we still have more heat ahead of us. It's been really hot and humid, but the plants that are here are doing okay, and I'm really happy about that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel, and I will be checking back with you soon. I'm going to do another video on my flower garden. Have a good day.